Hi Remis, I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Tori and welcome to this room. Please subscribe and welcome back to my subscribers. Guys, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for all the love in my previous video with my sister. There's a lot of reaction to it, a lot of engagement, and I felt like I could feel you guys. You guys are real ones. So thank you so much, and please subscribe now that you're here so you can continue to grow. It's literally road to 100, like a miniature version. Like, I see these YouTubers being like, road to 100K. No, here, it's literally road to 100 and each subscribe. Every time someone subscribes, it counts, like, really. So, yeah. Today, let's talk about boundaries. And before we start, can I please rant, actually? I filmed this video. I'm sitting here filming again. I filmed it like a week ago. That's why there's like a delay. You see like the last video and this one is just like, it's because like the last one, there's some sound issues. And as you know, I run a full production. I'm in charge of like everything from like coming up with the concepts, doing my own makeup and all of that. So I can't give you guys half-baked work. I'm a one of standard, so of course I have to give you guys the best. And yeah, so take note of that and let's start the video. And I hope you're not gone away actually after you had boundaries. Like, boundaries to me, I feel like boundaries are something that you say to protect yourself. Like the literal meaning of boundaries is a limit where something ends and another one begins. So I feel like when you set a boundary, it's just like, I'm gonna stop you right there. I want to stop you right there, and this is how we're going to move on from now onwards. So I feel like a boundary is literally meant like that. And I feel like nowadays, just like many other therapy terms, the word boundary has been heavily misused, and it no longer feels something. It's just like annoying. It's just like, okay, that again. Like I feel like now these terms usually just thrown around. They no longer have the same meaning, or they sound very angry woke, we may say. There's that type of wokeness. It's just like, we get it. You can calm your nyash now. We get it. So yeah, so let's talk about boundaries. Yeah, so we've talked about what a boundary is. So why do you need a boundary? Why do you need a boundary? So boundaries are there to protect us. Like, think of all the situations you could possibly in. You need to set a boundary. It's to protect you. It's to keep other people from violating you. Let me give you scenarios that you're gonna use like across the whole video, because that's what we do here. Let's say I have a friend who likes making jokes about you. They will throw something here and there about you, and it's so funny. Who's laughing? No one's laughing. It's not a joke. Let's say there's this friend that one male friend. I don't stereotype, but like that one male friend who's always a bit too handsy every time you go out, and in the name of dancing. That one sibling who can never give you peace when you're working from home, or when it could even be your mom. You're working from home and they're always up in your business, or they're always telling you to do things and you're working. This situation sounds relatable because boundaries are there for our everyday life. They're meant to be there to help us navigate our everyday life. So boundaries are not something like a situation has to happen for you to set them. No, but we're supposed to use boundaries every single day in our lives, and that's I'm giving situations that happen every day, or I feel like we can relate to. Think of everyday things that people do that annoy you. Yeah. And just to be clear, these boundaries is not now you policing everyone. So people who take boundaries to another level where they try to control everyone in the name of boundaries. Like I'm setting a boundary. I don't want you to like breathe loudly around me. Sandra, you need therapy. I'm kidding though. But like boundaries are some things to protect you, like something that's you feel like it's invading something in you, your privacy, your properties, yeah. And another thing is that boundaries can be emotional, mental, physical, even. Like, if all you do is annoy me or treat me badly and abuse me, I'm allowed to keep my space from you. That's a boundary. So that's the importance of boundaries. And the main thing when it comes to boundary, it's all about you. Like, people pleasers. People pleasers, come to the front. Sit here. I want you to be the first one here. Yeah? Next to you, I want the firstborn daughters. I want you at the front row, because the people pleasers are the biggest victims when it comes to setting boundaries, or when it comes to people violating their boundaries. It's just like, it's because setting boundaries needs you to put yourself first. And if you're a people pleaser, you need to be almost selfish, but in a good way. Like, we're also to be selfless until it's harmful to you. So that's where boundaries come in. And if you're a people pleaser, your first priority is everybody else, then you. Like, everybody else, a stranger comes before you. So sit here at the front. So that's another thing to note. Boundaries are selfish, and that's okay, because you are protecting yourself. What's the point if this person is getting handsy with you all the time? I'm not supposed to now sit through that because I want to please them. When you don't set a boundary, you're enabling the person's behavior. If somebody is making snipey jokes towards you and you don't do anything, they're gonna assume you're okay with it, or it's just like they don't mind. Now, enough about what boundaries are, why you need them. You know why you need boundaries. So how do we set boundaries? How do we set boundaries? One thing to note, when it comes to setting boundaries, there's a difference between setting a boundary and making a request. Making a request. Let's use Stacy, who's been making jokes about you. Or let me think of a name let's use K, the letter K. Let's use K, who's been making jokes about you. So you've gone out in your group of friends, they throw first joke, second joke, third joke. So a boundary is not you telling K, hi, I wanted to talk to you about the jokes you've been making. I would like for you to stop making those jokes about me. Then K just okay, cool. I want you to tell me what's stopping K from making the jokes again. Literally. What's stopping K from making those jokes again? Nothing. They could make the joke again and nothing. You're not gonna do anything to them. You go tell M, your friend who's been grabbing your nyash when you're going to out together, and then they're like, M, I don't like when you touch me. I feel like you're doing too much. And then they're like, okay, cool, I won't do it again. There's nothing that's stopping them. I want you to know that. They could stop and that's cool, but most of the time, boundaries are not like that. And I'll tell you why. So this is how you should set a boundary. This is what I feel, what I have read. Not 100% accurate. I could be wrong. I'm not a therapist, but this is what I feel like is more efficient. Hi K, I don't appreciate when you make jokes about me, 1, 2, 3. It makes me feel really bad. It makes me feel called out and exposed and unfair. So the next time you're gonna call me out in front of the friend group again, I will just leave. Now that's a boundary. Why? Because boundaries has to have specific things. Has to have what's the problem? Like I said, I don't appreciate when you make this about me. You provided the examples. Number 2, what's the impact of what they're doing? It makes me feel 1, 2, 3. Thirdly, what is the consequence? What's the consequence? I am going to leave the next time you make jokes like that. It has to be a full packaged. This is a boundary. This is a boundary. It has to be full packaged in a way that, okay. And I know, okay, that's an example. I don't feel like it's fun to leave every time a joke is made about you, but I feel is it really that ridiculous? You should be leaving. Don't stay in such a place. Then, okay, so Boundaries are all about you. Like, you leaving, yeah, the consequence should be you taking the action, not you're gonna, of course, don't be like abusive or whatever, but like, if you're not gonna say, like, it's up to them, like, how will I put it? You're the one taking the responsibility over your own, like, mental health and for safety to leave the situation. Like, they can't, you're not gonna make them stop calling you names, so you're gonna leave. You know what I mean? Like, you're the one taking the action into your own hands, So whatever you're gonna come up with, just know that the consequence should be on you. So yeah. The next thing is that when setting boundaries, you need to be clear and direct. Don't leave room for don't stutter. When this person is doing these things to you, they're not stuttering. Are they stuttering? No. So don't stutter as well. Be clear and concise. Like, say it directly as it is. It's like, what, less than 10 seconds of words, I'm sure you can inhale through it. You can breathe through it, I know. Because you're also breathing through them violating you. So you can breathe through those 10 seconds of saying those difficult words and then breathe out. Now the ball is on their court. Like, don't be scared to set boundaries because of anything, please. Don't be scared. You're putting yourself first. And most of the time, these people already know what they're doing is not right. So when you point it out, it's like, in a way, calling them out. That it's like, oh, so she'd be knowing that she don't like when I call her. Well, so she'd be knowing when she doesn't like me touching her, So don't be scared. Let your voice be clear, be direct. Don't now divert. Be like, oh, like the other day when you called me, that time, like when we were planning to go to the end, like, now stop. You're diverting. Stay on course. Stay focused, The other thing, setting a boundary, this person needs to know you're serious about it. People who like laughing during uncomfortable situations, drag a seat to the front. Don't laugh. People are like, so I'm going to talk to you about, like, how I don't appreciate how, you need to be serious. Take this matter seriously. Do you want to have a good experience in friendships? Take the matter seriously. Be like, so I'm going to talk to you about how I don't appreciate how you see how, again, don't be abusive and rude. I feel like when somebody starts, like, being abusive and rude, it discredits everything you said. Like, it doesn't matter how much you said. When you start being abusive and rude, like I said, remain focused. Of course, you're going to feel triggered when you're saying it or when you're trying to make them remember. Don't be abusive. Don't be rude. Don't divert. Don't divert, Another thing to know when it comes to setting boundaries, expect pushback. Do you think a normal human being, even you, when you get confronted, most of the time, the first instinct is defense. Just like, well, I didn't mean that. So let's use our examples. Okay, I don't appreciate how when you make jokes about me, it makes me feel 1, 2, 3, and you say your piece. Then Kay just like, you're so sensitive. I don't even mean I don't mean that. I'll say the same thing about Bran. I'll say the same thing about Kelsey. I'll say the same thing about, and for a second there, I'm gonna be like, yeah, you're right. I am sensitive. I'm sorry if I said that. No, you're not sorry. She should be sorry, because setting boundaries, it's uncomfortable. Like, it's uncomfortable, and it's just like, or some people are gonna just like, brush it away because this is uncomfortable and I want to go. So let's say I don't like when you keep on touching me every time you go out. Then like, okay, fine, cool. No, you need to make sure they've heard. Expect the pushback. And so what do I do when they push back? Try and circle back to the point. Be like, I'm telling you how this makes me feel, and it makes me feel very uncomfortable and very belittled, and I don't appreciate that. I don't know how they feel about it. I'm telling you how I feel about it, and I'm just saying that the next time you do it, I'm gonna leave. You see how you just bring it back. you know, they're gonna react badly. Most of the people react badly, but you set your boundaries. Cindy, yes, thank you. Even if they're like, okay, fine, cool, I won't do it again, you know, whatever. You need to be like, so I'm glad on the same page that the next time you're gonna do it, you know, it takes a certain level of communication skills. I personally use movies. I listen to the script when actors are talking. They'll be like, somebody issues an apology. I literally go back. I'm like, how did they do that? How did they do that? It may be a disorder. I don't know. So that's another thing to take note of. They may be pushed back when they come to setting boundaries. The other thing is that a boundary is not completely set until you take action. So K has fought back, but then you circle back to your point, and now it's just like clear that this is a boundary of yours. Then it's next week Friday, you guys are meeting up again. It's all vibes. Bam! She throws in a joke. He said something mean about you, and it's just like in passing, like a joke, like haha, you're all laughing. You should just be like, okay, it was cool, guys. I think I'm going to go. Yeah, I can't be here. You're gonna leave. That is a message to Kate that don't play with me. I'm gonna well, I'm sorry, but yeah, that's a message. If she says the same thing and you sit there, that whole drama looks like a request. It looks like you're a very dramatic person. Just be like, so you come to the side and do all of this, and only for you to do nothing. You just like attention. I'm sorry, but like, that's a complete boundary when you do what you said you're gonna do. Because at the end of the day, you're protecting yourself. We want to protect ourselves. So please do that. When you see something, like, just leave. And when you leave, they're gonna know exactly why you've left. No explanation needed. That because you told them. Now yeah. I hope you understood that, and I'm glad we're on the same page. It's all fun and games, setting boundaries. You know, don't do this, don't do that. I don't like when you do it, until somebody comes to you. Like, I don't like when. Wait, what? You tell me I have been violating someone's boundaries? It's all fun and games until, because setting boundaries feels almost like fun. Just like I'm directing my life. You know, I just. I mean, I'm able to give out terms and conditions about how people should interact with me, which is okay, but you should be able to take what you dish out. So when somebody comes set boundaries with you, yeah, first thing you should do is listen. I know most of us are just like, I didn't mean that. We were joking. We were like, there's so many things, and most of the time when people come and set boundaries, it's not the thing you are intending to do. Like when you're making that joke, you're intending to make the group laugh, not like directly attack that person. You know, like our intentions don't align with the impact people receive it with. So that's one thing to note. So the best thing you can do at that moment is just listen. And by listen, I mean like listening verbally and non-verbally. Verbally, I mean just keeping quiet. This is the time for you to now start interrupting and being like, okay, but that time I didn't say that. No. Listen. Shut up and listen. By non-verbally, I mean actually, you know, like the ones we're taught in English, eye contact, you know, nodding, being like, don't make a face. And some people are like, I mean, I'm a good listener. Then it's how they listen. You need to fix the face. Fix the face and just be like, And then when it's your turn to speak, please just calm down. I'm pretty sure most of us are just like, when someone is setting boundaries with us, it feels like a personal attack. It feels like, whoa, I can't tell the difference between somebody setting a boundary with me and a lion attacking me. Just like, I need to put all my defenses up, fight or flight. I can't choose. No. you need to just relax and be like, I hear what you're saying, and I will check that behavior myself. Apologize if you have to. Like, I'm sorry, that's how it's been making you feel. And to know that was not my intention, but I am deeply sorry for how it affected you, and I will try my best not to do it again. Now, when somebody's setting a boundary with you, most of the work is on you, because this calls for a behavioral change. It calls for a change in how you've been interacting. If you're used to if you're like the funny person in the group because of picking on her, that means you have to sacrifice being the funny person in the group or stop being the funny person in the group because it was coming at her expense, and you want to respect her boundary. Do you know what I mean? If you're the one who's been handsy, and something, when you're out and you're drunk, good vibes, you just handsy everyone. It's just vibes, like we are just dancing, we're friends. Now they're like, no, this calls for you to like actually have some composure and sit down and not, the work is on you mostly. And if you value and respect that friendship, you're gonna listen and respect the boundary. It shouldn't be that hard for you. And this also applies when it comes to relationships and all of that. Like, if your sibling comes and tells you like, bro, like, you play too much music, I work from home, like I can't, and next time you're gonna do that, I'm going to cut the power at the house. Yeah, I'm gonna take your speaker because I can't, I'm having meetings. So it's up to you to actually now, I don't know, listen at 2% volume or get some earbuds or earphones. Like, the workload is on you. Yeah, and it may be difficult, sometimes you may sleep, but I feel like now you should be in open communication with your friend. Like, oh, I know I said that I said it yesterday, and I'm really sorry, I'm still trying to learn and all of that. Like, communicate with your friend. It's not an attack, it's basically trying to see how can this friendship work. It's like, boundaries should not even be called boundaries anymore. I don't know, we need a new name. Just like, I'm friends with you, you're friends with me. I'm an individual, you're an individual. Of course, there's some things you like, there's some things I like. So like, how can we make this work? There's some things that you don't like that maybe you like doing. There's some things that maybe you don't like that I do. So just tell me and I tell you, and I'll try to see. We try to see how, it's like a tango. Let's see how this is gonna work. So that's what I feel is all about boundaries. Now, there's people who misuse boundaries. Hey, you're here commanding everyone in your life, but I don't like when you do this. You've set 100 boundaries. I feel like now you're the problem. How can you be? Are you friends with people you like? Are you friends with people who like you? Like, I feel like if you're only setting boundaries with like one person, you need to check that, because I don't feel like that's natural. Most of the time, boundaries is someone who's setting a boundary is when someone has like feel violated, or you feel like they're intrusive. If it's intrusive with you, that's when you need to set a boundary. But I feel like these normal situations, these normal scenarios, I feel like you can just talk past them. Basically, like, if you're always setting boundaries, or someone is always setting boundaries with you, check that relationship, friendship, because there's something deeply wrong somewhere. This person may not even like you, they're trying to change you, So that's all I gotta say. And it's not hard. If you need practice, I can help you. Follow me on Instagram and tell me there what the situation and how we go about it. Tell me actually, and tell me your experience actually in the comments. Tell me your experience with boundaries. How did you go setting that? Did you start out? Was it hard? How bad was the pushback? Did the person get mad? Has somebody ever set a boundary with you, and how did that go? How did you feel? Tell me all the tea in the comments down below, and then I will see you in the next video, unless there's something I have forgotten to say. Happy setting boundaries. Please, let's normalize this. Let's normalize setting boundaries and having healthy relationships. Can we? No to toxic relationships. Yes to healthy, boundaried relationships. And I'll see you guys in the next video.